So K4 BID listen.
And good morning. Good morning, crew. How you guys doing? Beautiful. Got 9 people in here 10 minutes early. I like that. And 3 thumbs up. Let's get them thumbs up moving. We'll get some more. Got my my brew with me here, and getting the radios warmed up. I'm trying to get everything kind of warmed up. Are you guys ready to talk about some guns? Talk about EDC. We'll talk about a few other things. Yeah. I love the Second Amendment, and I normally don't talk about it on the K6UDA channel. And that was Don Arnold. Hang on here. I'm going to get the phone. Don, my friend, can I give you a call back? I'm just starting a net.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, I'll call you back in about an hour or two.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, bye. So those of you that are Kenwood D74, D75 fans, that was Don Arnold, my friend, who has one of the first of the D75s in his possession. And I wonder what he's calling me about. Probably to brag. I don't know. Yeah. Pew pews. That's what we're going to talk about today is some pew pews. I'm not really going to use a whole lot of them as props because this is a radio net. And I'm mainly talking to the radio guys, but I know there's more of you guys out here on the live stream. We can go through some of the other stuff afterwards. Let's see what else. Oh my Lord, Patrick is in the house. My brother, Pat Vandis. What is happening? Oh man, that is so cool, dude. How you doing? Peter, good morning from NEFL, Northeast Florida. Jim from Texas, pew, pew, pew. Yep, good morning. Greetings from Wow. Pat, it is, did you move? Pat, did you move to Tennessee? I still see that, that California plate. I shot mine when I moved to Idaho. Tim Roman, good morning. Hope everyone is staying warm on the warm side of the door. Brad from Post Falls, way up north. Good morning, Brad. How's what's the temperature there in Post Falls? That's probably a little bit cooler than it is here down at the Southern Idaho Command, where it's currently 31 degrees here. We've been having a little bit of a warm spell, and all the snow's turning to slush. Well, what fun. Oh, what fun. I even threw my back out shoveling slush out of my shop. Let's see. Just a little obfuscation. Nice. So guys, what do you guys want to talk about today? Tell me in the comments. Leave a comment. Another Twin Falls guy. So 25 degrees up north. 31 here in the Magic Valley. Alan, good morning. Alan, I'm wondering, are you going to be on the radio here? We got 6 nodes currently plugged in, plus 7 because the 44200. I've got everything set up over there. I've got all the busy radio stations off, so we don't get. Y'all need to eat more sandwiches. Tactical cosplayers. Well, you know what, dude? Hey, I may be fat, but you're ugly, and I can diet. You know what? I don't think I'm doing too bad for 62 years old in a broken body. I still work out here, and you know what? I could still hump a backpack up a hill and back down. I don't know. I may be fat, and I admit it, but oh well. Let's see. We got 3 minutes. I am just working on Brad Smith. What do you think is the best indoor target system?
Test. Anybody got a copy? K7YZ.
Yeah, K7YZ, K6UDA, 5x5. You're doing great. Into the Southern Idaho Command. Okay. The best systems that I have seen, and we'll talk about that. That's a great idea, and I'm going to go grab them. That's not one. There's one. Okay. This is the Mantis Blackbeard system, and I use this for my rifle. I've got a Mantis X that clips onto a lot of my pistols, everything with a rail on it. But this thing, guys, this replaces the bolt in an AR-15, and then you drop the mag in. It resets my trigger every single time. It pulses a laser, so I can use it as target practice, and it hooks up with the Mantis system on the phone. Fantastic system. I really like it. Good morning from Atlanta, 11 degrees. Man, I feel like we're in summertime here in Idaho. It's going to be close to 40 degrees today. It'll get back down to 0 in a week or so. I know that. What a coincidence. Your mom is bringing me a sandwich right now. Oh, my brother Pat. Always got my back. 39 people on the stream right now. This is awesome. Very, very good. It is 9 o'clock. I'm going to go ahead and start the net, guys. So I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Remember, leave a comment, leave a message, or in the chat, and I'll try to get to some of those. We will talk about targeting, indoor targeting systems. Good morning, Southern Idaho, and welcome to the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net at the Southern Idaho Command. This net meets every Saturday morning at 0900 hours on the K6UDA repeater located in Twin Falls, Idaho. This is a digital-only net accessible via Wires X Room 40448. That is the Idaho command on Wires X. Also accessible on YSF reflector 56026. That's the YouTuber's YSF reflector. It's also available on the Hanson Butte 2-meter fusion repeater on 145.170. Local hams without a digital radio can also get on here via the 44200 repeater in analog mode. The purpose of this net is the free exchange of information related to emergency preparedness, commonly known as prepping. We encourage deep dives into subjects related to food, water, shelter, personal protection, weapons, survival tactics, medical issues, communications, gear, and techniques. Looking for subject matter experts to lead discussions on all of these topics. If you have material that you would like to discuss and you're on the radio, when you check in, please indicate that you have a subject. Although not primarily political, discussion of relative political, cultural, or religious events are welcome in the context of situational awareness and survival. In order to give everyone an opportunity to be heard, I'm going to do check-ins and comments in the following order. I'm going to ask for local repeater check-ins, then Wires X check-ins, YSF check-ins, and finally I'll take some of the live stream comments. And I encourage you to check in with your name, call sign, location, and how you're getting into the net, whether you're on a local repeater, YSF, Wires X. That being said, how about local repeater check-ins?
K37 RAR Kilo 287 Romeo Alpha Romeo Cherry Twin Falls.
All right, Terry, are you coming in on my repeater, or I just saw your node up? Are you coming in on your node on Wires X or the local? Gotcha. Got you in there on Wires X. Other local check-ins, local area. No echo link yet. I'm working on it. Okay, how about Wires X and YSF check-ins? Wires X, YSF.
K7 YAZ, Brad from Post Falls. The Wires X from a Simplex system here in Post Falls.
All right, Brad, thanks for checking in from Post Falls, Idaho on Wires X. Any other Wires X or YSF?
W6DUG, Doug coming in through Wires X PDN mode, and today we're coming from Barstow, California, where I'm waiting for parts for my fifth wheel.
Thank you, Doug. Good to hear you, and sorry to hear you're not in quartzsite yet. Tell the gang I said hi. We're snowed in here, so I couldn't get out. Let's see. Other check-ins. We'll just open it up to anybody.
Whiskey 5, Juliet Alpha Papa, W5JAP, Jim from Abilene, Texas, coming in YSF.
And 7 RBP in Medford, Oregon on Wires X. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning. Good morning, both Jim in Texas and N7 RBP in Oregon. Good to have you. Other check-ins.
Whiskey 5, Juliet Alpha Papa, W5JAP, Jim from Abilene, Texas, YSF.
Okay, Jim, got you in there from Texas. Thanks. Any others?
KU, 6B, Middle Tennessee. Good morning, Bob. Coming in YSF.
Pat, my brother. Good to hear you. We'll have to catch up at some point. All right, last call this round for check-ins. Check-ins anywhere.
A7 DEV from Kimberly. This is Kelly.
All right, KK7DEV from Kimberly, another local. Good morning. Good to have you.
Kilo 4, Papa Alpha Delta, Peter, Northeast Florida, Wires X.
All right, good morning, Peter from Northwest Florida. Good to have you.
Whiskey 5, Juliet Alpha Papa, Jim from Abilene, Texas, YSF.
All right, W5JAP, Jim from Abilene. We got you in there. And good to have you. Okay, guys, we'll do some more check-ins in a bit. I want to, normally I ask for loose ends, things that old business. Does anybody have any old business that they want to bring up? Yeah, K7YAZ, the floor is yours.
I don't know if it's really old business or not, but last week I tried checking in via this frequency and this system, and you could see my display come up, but you couldn't hear my voice. And I pulled my hair out. You tried figuring it out. You couldn't quite figure out what was going on. I talked to guys from my radio club here. They didn't know what was going on. So I just thought I'd try it again this morning, and lo and behold, it's working. K7YZ.
Oh, that's awesome. Great to have you, and welcome to the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. I take it you're out there in the Treasure Valley somewhere? Or no, you're up in Post Falls, right?
Yeah, permit of the Post Falls, Coeur d'Alene area, off the Cars radio club repeater.
Very cool. Well, glad to have you, and hopefully some other guys up there are listening. Okay, let's see. This is not a loose end, but I want to talk about for just a minute an organization that one of the members had sent me an email last week after the net, and said, hey, you might want to look at this organization. It is called AMCON, American Contingency, founded by a guy named Mike Glover from Fieldcraft Survival. And there's a subgroup in there called the AMCON Ham Radio Network. Anyway, did a little research on them. I guess they did a little research on me, and I joined the group. It looks really good. This is it's kind of a prepping group. It's nationwide, all over the place. There's subgroups that are broken down by region. Like I'm in the Northwest region. And then further into subregions, there's an Idaho group, and I've now joined the Idaho group. I've also joined the ham radio group and a couple of the other groups in there. They offer tons of training. There's a lot of training options, from online classes that they offer to full-blown scenario training. Like this year, they're doing a deal outside of Boise in April. It's a one-day full-on overland radio, medical stuff, search and rescue. They call it this year it'll be the 2024 Adventure Challenge. I'm really looking forward to doing that one. They've even got a class tomorrow in Caldwell, and that is a map reading and navigation. I wish I could go. I'm just not gonna drive 130 miles in the weather that we've had the past week or so. I'm gonna let it drop here. The website for AMCON or the American Contingency is americancontingency.com. I'm going to put this up on, I think, no, I'm not. I was going to put this up on the screen. I'll do that after the radio portion of the net ends. And guys, after we close out the radio portion of the net, if you want to jump on the live stream on K6UDA Radio or the K6UDA YouTube channel, we are there, and we just kind of BS and talk about whatever. And it can be a lot of fun. Wow, 10 nodes on the radio today. We have how many? 42 people watching on the live stream. That's a lot of bodies, guys. That's getting to be a big net. Very nice. Today, we're going to talk about pew-pews. I'm going to let it drop here. I've kind of broken this down into 3 classes of pew-pews. Your everyday carry, home defense, and then SHTF, your SHTF weapons group. Everyday carry. I'm going to ask the group, what is your everyday carry if you carry every day? And I do. I carry, if I walk outside, I've got something strapped to my hip, plus a knife in my pocket. I always carry a knife because what a great tool. It's always there. And actually, we might as well just start with a knife, because I'm thinking almost everybody has got some kind of a knife, either a buck knife, or in my case, I'm carrying a Benchmade Auto. This one is a little bit bigger than I normally would like to carry, but man, it is a tank, and the blade is so sharp and so tough. I've only sharpened it. I've only touched it up once since I've owned it, and I've had it for about 6 months. The spring is very, very good on it. It's always there. It's got a positive lock. Positive lock on it, so I'm not worried about it coming open in my pocket, which I've had one do that. But anyway, I abused the crap out of this thing, and it just takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Love that Benchmade auto. Let me open it up. What knives do you guys carry, and is there a reason you carry the knife that you carry? Opened up for, let's say, locals. Locals and Wires X right now.
In 7 GRS, I carry the Benchmade Auto Adamas.
My son, Garrett. We carry the same knife. Actually, Garrett showed me this knife, and I had to buy one. So yeah, very, very good knife. Anybody else?
JJ7RAR. I carry a SOG, and it's a Cryo or something. I don't know what it is, but it's a pocket knife that flips out, locks, and things like that. It's pretty nice. A little spinny though. I'm not used to spending a couple $100 for a knife, but it's a good knife.
Yeah, the SOG knives are a very, very good knife, and I've had a few of them in my time. I've had the smaller ones, and I used to carry a smaller, thinner knife. But I find now that I've been chipping blades and springs are wearing out and stuff. So I went for the heavier Benchmade this time. But I'm a kind of a knife collecting fool. So it's not my first, and it won't be my last. I'll find some other stuff, and maybe some of you guys will give me some ideas. Looking on the live stream here, let's see. Pamela says a Skeletal is the knife that she's carried for years, and she refitted it with a Damascus blade. FP James is carrying a Spyderco Paramilitary 2. Very cool. That's one I've got to take a look at. I'll have to look that up. Okay, well, I know nobody's here to talk about their knives. So let me, okay. 3 types of personal everyday carry. Almost everybody who does that is going to be carrying some sort of a sidearm. Is it a revolver, a single action pistol like a 1911 type, or a striker fire? Those are the 3 types, and I'll tell you honestly, the one that is going to be the most reliable, but the most limited, is a revolver. The revolver, unless something gets jammed in the cylinder, is always going to go bang. There's nothing really to break, nothing to go wrong with it. It will always go bang, but it's only going to go bang 6, maybe 7 times, and then you've basically got to change it out, and that's going to take some time. Next up, crap. All right, there goes my my AMS. Next up is my favorite is the single action 1911. I am in love with the 1911. I've carried 1911s most of my career in law enforcement. And the reason I like them so much is because the trigger on them is so smooth. There's almost no jerk. It doesn't ride to the left or the right. It is just butter smooth, and that's on an average 1911. I carried out of the box Springfield 1911s. They are fantastic. Very limited though in this day and age, especially. Well, not so much when I was working, because I carried 5 extra magazines on me, which gave me a fairly good capacity. But the problem with a single stack 1911 is you're back down to 7 or 8 rounds on the or in the gun. If something happens, if I was carrying that off duty, say, with 7 or 8 rounds, that's all I've got on me, unless I've got one or more extra magazines. Next up is the striker fire. Those are your Glocks, your SIGs, like the 365s, the Springfield Hellcats and the M&Ps, the Smith & Wesson M&Ps. Those are all called striker fires, where the hammer rests inside, and that's how it works. They're double action. They can be they're all double action DAO firearms. Let's see. I told you the reason that I carried the 1911, because it was so smooth. It was butter smooth. It takes a lot of training to stay proficient on that 1911. You had to train on that. Let's see. Once I retired, I decided I still wanted, to have some capacity, but I didn't want to carry extra mags because I'm lazy. So I switched over to a striker fire. I switched over to a Glock. I bought a Glock 17 and a Glock 19, and now I had 15 round capacity. Most recently, I just picked up a SIG P365X macro. This one's compensated. This is a subcompact, which I wanted because it hides very, very well in the summertime. And it's a 17 round magazine. Unbelievable. Love it. Again, not nearly as nice as a decent 1911, but a great compromise because I don't want to carry the extra mags. As far as 1911s, yes, I have now a double stack 1911, the Springfield Prodigy. I'll tell you, I have carried it on occasion, but it is a tank. It's a 20 round capacity 1911. It is that butter smooth 1911 feel, but this thing is heavy as all get out. I have tried a buddy's Staccato, which is a super spendy version of a double stack 1911. I'm not ready to pull the trigger on that kind of money yet. I might. It's a lot lighter than my Prodigy. It's smoother than my Prodigy, but it's a $2,500 investment. Let's see. Let me open it up. What say you? What are you carrying and why? Anywhere, anybody, anywhere. Okay, I saw KJ7RAR and K7YAZ in there. We'll go K7YAZ first.
Yeah, I carry a SIG P320 45 compact. I carry that because I was also in law enforcement, and we used to carry the P226, so I'm familiar with the SIGs, and I like the 45 knockdown.
Yeah, the stopping power of a 45 is undeniable. Great stopping power. It's subsonic, so the bullet is moving quite a bit slower. It makes nice big wound channels, and it doesn't overpenetrate in walls. I didn't have a problem moving back to a 9mm after I retired, because the newer 9mm ammo, has great stopping power. And because I'm not in law enforcement, I'm not walking into a lot of businesses or people's houses, I'm not so concerned with that over penetration from a faster moving bullet. Jim from Texas says he loves his Kimber Super Carry Custom 45 ACP. Hard to conceal. I don't doubt that. Yeah, because it's a full size. That's a full size platform. He does. It's 9mm 14 round with spare mags. For deep concealment, he carries a Smith & Wesson 38 J-frame revolver. FP James says he's carrying a Glock 42. It's a 380. Why? Because it's so hot in Texas, and he wears shorts and t-shirts 99% of the time. Yeah, I get it. And that is why I was always looking for the perfect subcompact. A few years back, I bought a Hellcat. I carried that, but it's junk. And I'm a Springfield fanboy. But man, when you fired that thing, it was very, very harsh. The SIG P365, especially this compensated model that just came out, man, what a difference. The thing, it fires like a full-size Glock. I'm going to pass it off to Terry, KJ7RAR. Terry, what say you?
Well, when I was a Portland police officer 100 years ago, I carried revolvers because that's all we were allowed to carry back in the ancient days. But currently I carry a SIG 365 with a extra clip, and I really like the grip on that 365. It fits my hand just excellent. And I don't carry anything bigger than that because it tends to pull my pants down, which is quite embarrassing when you're trying to get around town. So 365 is what I'm carrying currently. Over.
Yeah, and very valid reason for not carrying something bigger. Well, I'll tell you, the 365 that I'm carrying right now, I got a 17 round magazine in it. I normally, when I leave the house, and this is probably not the best tactics, but I normally don't carry an extra mag. If I'm going somewhere, if I'm on the road going somewhere, I'll carry at least one extra mag because now I've got to fight my way back home. If I'm running around town, generally I am working on, just run into the store or something. I will take my chances and do that. Let me open it up again on the radio for comments. What do you carry? Why do you carry it? Okay, I guess nobody else wants to admit what they're carrying. Let's see. Let's go move along. Home defense. Your personal home defense. My personal home defense is an old Mossberg. It's an old police pump shotgun. And I know some of you guys are going to say, well, why do you want a pump? I like a pump because if I rack that thing, it is a universal sound. Bad guys everywhere know that sound, and that means the party's over, it's time to leave. And it just might keep me from having to mess up my walls. Again, shotgun, because in the dark, in the middle of the night, when things go bang, I don't have to be. I could wake up out of a dead sleep, aim this thing in the general direction of a bad guy, and make him want to leave. That's why I say a shotgun. And then when crap hits the fan, this is where a battle rifle like the one hanging on the wall behind me. I prefer the AR platform just because it's a proven platform. I can reach out, touch someone. Everything else at that point is, whatever I'm carrying on my hip is just to fight my way back to that rifle. That is kind of my ultimate thing. I would say probably not so much in the house. I would rather have, in my own house, I would rather have the shotgun than the rifle. But if crap hits the fan, the rifle will be around my neck every day, all day. Let's see. I'll do a few comments here on the live stream, let me open it up on the radio since we're here on the radio today. Crap. All right. Did that last one even go out because it came back in analog mode?
WYZ, I heard you. I was just waiting for somebody else to comment first this time, but normally 870 with an extended mag and then an AR platform. I got a stag arms. It's been tweaked quite a bit.
Very cool. Very, very cool. Yeah, I've tweaked mine. Mine's an old Bushmaster, and I've tweaked it considerably. I've done a drop-in trigger and about as much as you could do. I've done, and that was actually my patrol rifle. Terry, I saw you in there. KJ7RAR.
Yeah, I have two shotguns set up, both behind doors in a little lockbox type of thing that you just hit the buttons and open. One's a pump like yours with the choke out with 5 shots, and I use some buckshot, but some like 9 pellets. And then my wife, behind the bedroom door, we have a double barrel shotgun, 20 gauge, that my wife is comfortable with, that she used when we were doing cowboy action shooting. So we have 2 shotguns, and then of course my pistol, which is always on the dresser. So those, I like the shotguns like you because you don't have to worry about aiming as in the dark as much. Over.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, well, that's that you brought up a really good point. Is that 20 gauge that your wife is comfortable with, and that's something that I hadn't really worked with my wife on shotgun, and I would like to get her proficient. I'll probably take her out to the range, or actually just put some some number 7 in this little guy here, and put her in the backyard on a target. See how she takes the recoil, and teach her how to shoot that shotgun. Very good point. Everybody in the house needs to get proficient with this stuff. So training is a big part of this. We'll talk about training for just a minute. I know here in Idaho, or here in southern Idaho, there's plenty of places to shoot. I know in other places, namely the People's Republic of California, it gets a little dicey for places to go out and shoot. But does everybody train on a regular basis? I try to go out at least once a month and just kind of brush up my own skills, because it is a perishable skill. What say you on the local and Wires X?
K7YZ, affirmative on that. Once or twice a month. Part of the militia up here, so we're always training.
Fantastic. And you know what? That's something. Maybe I'll talk to you. Maybe if you send me an email, I'd like to find out about your local militia. Interesting concept. Don't know if there's one here where I'm at, but I'd like to know more about that. So if you wouldn't mind, send me an email at k6udaradio@gmail, and maybe we could talk about that off the net. FP James says he goes to a range once a month or two, and then comes winter time, and the little local range that I normally go to, which is like 5 minutes from the house, full of snow, and I don't want to go stand out in the snow. So what do? I've got some basically indoor offline deals. I have for the rifle. It's called a Mantis Blackbeard system. It's a bolt carrier group replacement that has a laser in it, and the mag that I put in my rifle is the battery and causes the whole system to recycle. So you're dry firing, but you're not dry firing on a firing pin, and it works with your phone as a to mark your hits and everything. Mantis also makes the Mantis X, which I attach on the rails of most of my handguns, and then I can draw and fire. It'll measure all kinds of things. It'll measure your hits. It'll measure your draw times. Lots of exercises you can do indoors where you're not spending ammunition. I've tried a few of the other ones, and I like the Mantis the best. I think it just works. Let me open it up. Offline training, indoor training, electronic training for your weapon systems. What say you on the radio? Okay, looks like nobody on the electronic side. All right, let's see. I don't see anybody commenting on that. Yeah, don't see anybody commenting on that on the live stream side. So, Terry, KJ7RAR, you had a little bit of material, and then I think we'll close out the net.
Yeah, this is KJ7RAR. You and I have been talking about the preparation, and one of the things that we need to do, I think, is a lot of us have supplies from food to equipment, etc., and it's in our garage, in our storage shed, in our truck, or wherever, and we never get it out and even use it or look at it. And so I have a few things here that I think is something we should do on a monthly basis, at least somewhat, starting with the first one. Our generators. I think it's good to go and do a monthly startup on your generator. And I do that. I try to go out and start it up. It's got an electric start, but I have it plugged into a charger, and so it's always good. So I start it up and run it for 20, 30 minutes to make sure it runs good. But another thing to do along with it is once in a while do a a whole house trial. In other words, turn your power off, plug in your generator, do everything you need to do as though you were using it in an emergency. Make sure it works. Make sure everything's still running smooth. Second of all, I know some of us have electric generators or solar-powered electric generators. They want to call them a generator. And I have an electric one that has 1,500 watts. So with a solar panel, so it's fairly new to me, and I haven't been able to get it out and use the solar. But that's something we need to plug in, try it out, and see what it will do, what it won't do. Make sure it's working. Make sure the solar is working. And what I did with it, something I mentioned a while back, I have the generator, and so if I run the gas generator and to charge the house, I can plug in the electric generator and charge it back up again when I can't use solar. Number two would be testing our cooking stoves. Let me go back one. Heating. I have I think it's what's called Big Daddy or something like that. It's a propane gas one that you can actually bring in the house. And you can hook it up to a big bottle, the 20 pound or the 1 pound. And so inside the house, I would rather use the 1 pound. But the other night when I was in bed sleeping, when it was like minus whatever, I was thinking about if the power went off, I wouldn't want to go 1 o'clock in the morning and set up the generator, plug it in, and run it. And I just want to heat the house up. But then I thought, well, wait a minute, my 1 pound propane is in the storage shed, which has a foot of snow covering the door. Now, do I have to get out there and shovel that,
Thanks, Wolf.
shovel that snow away from the door at 1 in the morning? So the next morning I got out and went and shoveled the snow away and pulled them out, put them inside the garage where I could get to them easy. So that's something we need to think about. And one other thing is, and I'll end here, is fire starters. You know, in case we need to use one of these little fire pits or something if everything's out. I was watching this Clifford channel the other day, and this guy had one of these little fire starters that with the you strike it on what is that thing called? It starts a little spark, and he said it wasn't working, and he was about a foot away from where the wood was, and it was like I was sitting here thinking you need to get it right down on top of it and have some kind of a starter. And so maybe practice that. Make sure you know how to start a fire with one of those little gadgets. I forget what they're called, but I'm sure everybody knows what they're called. You just strike the thing and it has a little spark on it. So, you know, go out and practice these things and make sure you can get everything working before the emergency hits. And so that's all I have to offer on that. Over.
Awesome, Terry. And I know a lot of us have heard these things before, but it's good to be reminded. It's good to remember this stuff. It's important to keep practicing even that small stuff. Let's see. Before we adjourn, I have one more thing. And this is a 2A thing. For those of us that are in free America, constitutional carry states, those of us in everywhere else in the country that may have CCWs. A federal judge just ruled this last week that the ban on carrying CCW or even open carry in post offices is unconstitutional. Now, I imagine the post office is going to appeal this. But as of right now, it has been ruled unconstitutional to ban carry in a U.S. post office. And I know, for most of our lives, that's been the rule. Can't carry in a post office. I don't know if I would test it right now. You'd probably get jammed up, especially open carrying. You would probably win in the end, but at what cost? But then again, if nobody sees your CCW if nobody sees your CCW, nobody knows about it. And for me, only God and I know that I'm carrying, and I like to keep it that way all the time. Does anybody else have anything for the good of the net? All right. Does anybody, let's see, I don't think customers caring is sometimes all we need to. Yeah. James Hannibal on the live stream, he says he doesn't think customers caring is something we all need to be worried about. It's postal workers going postal, on the other hand. And that's true. I believe every post office shooting has been a post office worker. I don't think there's ever been somebody walk in and say, I'm so pissed off that I got bills in the mail that I'm going to shoot the place up. It's always been a postal worker. So with that being said, I have nothing else for the group. Does anybody else on live stream have anything for the greater group? And if not, I'm going to go ahead and close the net down. Any last minute check-ins or last minute comments from the radio side?
I want to say thank you. I was having some internet trouble, so I wasn't able to respond to a whole lot, but a lot of good ideas from.
All right, KN6EVQ, I believe. We got about half of that, and then it started beeping real bad. But hey, thanks for being there, and thanks for being part of the net. Anybody else? Last minute comments, last minute business.
W6UG.
Uniform Quebec Tango Craig and Rio Rancho, New Mexico.
All right, let's take W6DUG first.
I just want to let you know that, I usually participate more on these nets, but being a prisoner in the People's Republic of California, I'm a little shy about firearms and stuff. So good net, though. Good information. Thanks for hosting it.
Well, thank you, Doug, and I do understand about being a political prisoner in the People's Republic. And thanks for being part of the net on a weekly basis. Even when you're out there you're still in the People's Republic, but you're getting close to a little bit of freedom. Okay, and the station in New Mexico. Go ahead.
Okay. Kilo Charlie 6, Uniform Quebec Tango Handle is Craig. This is my first morning of catching your net, and I'm glad I lent it on and caught it at 9 o'clock my time, Mountain Time, so I guess that's the way you do it. But I'll see if I can get you news and see if I can learn something next weekend. Yeah, we're starting to become the People's Republic of New Mexico with this lame brain we have for a governor. I'm sure you heard about our lame brain governor. KC6, K2, back to you.
All right, KC6 UQT, K6 UDA. Again, thanks for being part of the net. Yeah, I don't know why you guys don't put a recall effort out, right quick and try to nip this in the bud. I don't know. Maybe you guys have tried and failed. I don't really know. But man, that's something that we need to stay vigilant. These communists are trying to disarm us completely. That's their goal, and to completely take over every aspect of your life. All right, last call for check-ins or comments on the radio, and then I'm gonna go back over to the live stream and we'll play over there.
N7 GRF Eagle Idaho.
N7 GRS. Garrett, go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying it was an interesting net. Thank you so much, Bob.
Well, thank you, Garrett, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, guys. I think we've about beat this horse to death for today. I want to thank everybody for joining me on this net. We have 10 nodes on Wires X connected. That's awesome. I don't know how many are listening on YSF. I guess I should probably try to get some kind of a dashboard up so I could see that. We've had 53 people right now on the live stream. So we probably got close to 100 people on the net today. This is awesome. Very, very cool. I want to thank you all for being part of it. Remember, if you have ideas for topics on the net, please get them to me. I'm always looking for topics. I'm going to run out soon. I can't keep thinking of them. So anyway, guys, I'm going to release the net. I'm going to say this is Bob, K6UDA, for the Southern Idaho Preparedness Net. Thank you, and I'm going to turn all the repeaters back to their normal operation. 7-3. Okay, guys, thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for, 57 people right now. Can I get 57? Can I get another 16 thumbs up? And that would be pretty freaking awesome. Let me go back through some of these. What have you guys been talking about? It's almost impossible for me to concentrate on both. I've got to keep my eye on, if you're looking at the left side, left top of the screen, I'm looking at that, looking at call signs. I'm trying to make sure that the FTM 400 is still in digital mode as I'm talking. I don't know why I keep it in AMS. Jeff, fashionably late. Well, you made it to the end, my friend. Let's see. I saw a couple of comments that I wanted to mention in here. Used to do monthly prep ham Paul. used to do a monthly training net in Texas. Started the first Sunday of the month prep stream. Now he was concerned he wouldn't have a weekly topic. Man, there's so many topics to go through. And I'm kind of right now, we're kind of at the beginning stages of this whole PrepperNet deal. So we're still doing big subjects. And I'm kind of thinking as time goes on, we're going to start chopping this down and we're going to get into the weeds a little bit more. I would like you guys to tell me where to go in the weeds. What can we do to make this net better? I don't necessarily want it to be bigger. It would be great because I know that there's a lot of people that want to know about this, that want to know about all this stuff. But does it need to be bigger? No. I'm very happy with the size and the rate that it's growing. Very happy with that. It's very manageable right now. I love these before and after deals where I get to just hang out with you guys and bullshit. And I could now that I don't have a mic or a radio mic in my hand, I could say that. I could say the words that are coming out of my mouth. Can I send the link? Miko Wolf. Let's see. Great presentation from Gene McPhee. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Because it's hard for me to know how I'm doing on these. And I do make notes up. And I do kind of keep an outline because I want this net, especially, I want this whole net to run smoothly. I want it to be chock full of information. Maybe it's not going to inform you as much as maybe just drive a point home, remind you of something. It kind of reminds me of stuff, even me talking about it. Alan, KJ7LTV. Dude, Alan, thank you for being there. I believe Alan's one of the local guys. Man, I saw some great discussion in here. Miko Wolf just subscribed. Too bad you're in the People's Republic, the communist state of New York. It makes me sad seeing you guys, good Americans who just want to live their lives. I get it. None of us want to take over the world. None of us want to be anything other than we just want to be I'm going to turn this off. We just want to be ourselves, live our lives, and be left alone. That's ultimately what I want. I just want to be left alone. To do my thing on my property, in my town, with my people. And they can't understand that. They keep pushing us and pushing us. Let's see. Look at California trying to make, Paul, SB2. I've been talking about SB2 on my Rumble channel. I knew it was going to get thrown out. I knew it was. It isn't remotely constitutional. The Ninth Circus And that's what we've called it, in law enforcement in California, the Ninth Circus, because it is the most overturned court in the nation. Even the Ninth Circus realized that this one is such a loser that they just had to let the injunction ride until they have their merits hearing. And I get it. You got to go through all the motions. When I am on the mic, why don't I ID with a call sign? Because I forget, Alan. I've got too much on. I do want to ID with my call sign. I try. And I'm forgetting. It's just as simple as that. I've got a timer set and it beeps, but I've got so much going on here. I'm so new to running a net that that's my fault. Completely, I make no excuses. Behind enemy lines. Oof, man, my eyes. I'm kind of getting snowblind. Just ran across this. We'll try to make the next one good. Brian, thank you. Thanks for joining. 59 people, 53 thumbs up. Please, if you haven't already done the thumbs up, give it a thumbs up. I want to get at least 59 in there. Pamela has a Telegram channel with a lot of ham radio topics, a lot of prepper information. Pamela is a wealth of prepper information. Good stuff. Good stuff. Root Ball Randy. Great name. Great screen name, dude. I love it. So, also, after the stream, make a comment on the video. Yes, it does. That definitely, Paul, it helps the video out. You don't have to, just go back after we're done. This will post onto YouTube as a video or as a live video. Go in there, make a comment, give it a thumbs up on the video side. Always a good time. Does anybody else have anything? Man, I know last week we hung out for about a half hour. I guess I can now. Well, you know what? I do like to leave the live chat or the chat up for the playback there. It is kind of cool. Holy crap, man. My eyes are kind of hard for me to see the screen right now. Guys, I'm out of things to talk about right now. Let me know. Let's leave this open. Give me just quick ideas that I could run through after this is all over. I could write them down. I want to know what you guys want to talk about. And I got nothing else. There is a way that I could bring people in. Bob, I might want to change my black screen on my... Yeah, Paul, it was white, and then for some reason it changed to black. I need to fix that. I don't know how it happened or why that happened. It sucks. I know. Knives. Throwing knives is an interesting hobby. It is. I've got a set of throwing knives. I haven't really gotten much into throwing knives. I've got I don't want to say extensive knife collection, but I've got an interesting knife collection. I'm a knife whore. That's what I say. Damn. Which side is the election? Vice President, KSHTF. Awesome. I accept your nomination for Vice President. And please, as far as I'm concerned, don't call them liberals anymore. Call them communists. The liberals have gone away. The liberals are now conservatives. Night vision. That's a great one. We could talk about night vision. That's freaking awesome. Practice throwing knife hobby. Bitchin'. Use a dartboard. Yeah, good topics. Good topics. Night vision. I think I might have mentioned night vision in one of the early nets, but it was probably, the first couple of these nets, guys, they were just pretty much overviews of, kind of a little bit of everything. We're starting to draw down. We're starting to kind of drill into the whole prepping thing. And it's slow. It's a slow process. And I want to dive in, but I don't want to dive so deep that you guys lose interest. So you got to tell me, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just sitting here talking. It would be nice to get one or two of you on as a guest on the show. I know James has been on the show many times on the ham radio side. Okay. Jim from Texas also wants to learn more about night vision. You know what? Maybe we'll do night vision for next week. We'll kind of drill into it. I'll get some more information about it. I'll show you mine. I can't demo it on here unless I do it. Well, you know what? I can in video. But it's hard to translate that into the radio side also. And Alan, I will try harder to get my IDs out in a timely manner. It's like, boom, you miss it. I missed it. How about a topic on food and foraging? I don't know much about foraging. Ham radio for non-techies. I haven't really dove into foraging. Maybe you could send me information or, if you want to put something together, put me together some kind of a little outline on foraging. I could try to present it, or I could get somebody to come onto the radio side and present it. One of my big things when I started this is I was kind of like, I don't want to be the guy that talks 100% of the time. I want to, maybe give the preamble, take some check-ins, turn it over to somebody, and let you guys run the net. Let you guys flesh out some of these topics. Mesh networks. Brad, great topic. I haven't set up a mesh network. I've used a mesh network. So I'm not the guy to go to and talk about mesh networks. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in almost any of this stuff. So I'm relying on you guys. Send me the information and I'll try to make my way through it. Voice is starting to go already. Infrared sucks in West Texas. Too much dirt in the air. Foraging. Peterson field guides on edible plants. Field guides on medicinal plants and herbs. I don't have Peterson guides, so I don't. And then there is the Encyclopedia of Psychoactive Plants. Pamela, I think I just volunteered you. Please put together something on foraging. Enough material to get us through a section. First aid, yeah, that's another big one, is first aid. And I think we've done a very small section on first aid. We need to get into it. And I do have people, Doug, W6DUG, he jumps in there and he's really good on the medical side. There's other people that are super, super good on the medical side. Medical professionals. So, all right, with that, guys, I think it's time for me to go ahead and pull the plug on this one. Thank you all for joining. We got 48 people still on this deal. We got 56 thumbs up. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna say 7-3 to you guys. We'll catch you all next week on the Preparedness Net. Catch you on some videos during the week, and I will catch you all later. Thanks again for being part of this. And we out.